My name is Mankamal Singh. I'm a Sikh, and I will share how my faith has helped me navigate through the pandemic, particularly around recovering and reconnection. Through our teachings and history, we Sikhs are taught to adapt and rationalize the challenges we face. I come from a lineage, a spiritual lineage, you could call it, that has faced wars, genocides, forced displacements, and poverty that came with that. Through a natural, tenacious survival instinct, my ancestors were embedded with faith in a selfless ethos to see the divine oneness in all, regardless, to see no hatred, to live without fear, to share and uplift others, to ensure there is dignity and fairness for all, to accept divine will and the process of life and death, and to uphold and stand up for the truth. And that inheritance comes imprinted on the collective Sikh consciousness. So it is those values that has helped many of us as Sikhs navigate through the pandemic, making our lives more meaningful by helping and supporting and serving others. Earlier this year, the Sikhs celebrated the coming of the 8th Sikh Guru, Sri Guru Har Krishan Sahib Ji. The 8th Guru, led by an ultimate example of selfless service and sacrifice for the victims of a smallpox and cholera epidemic which raged the city of Delhi in the mid-17th century. The Guru's example demonstrated to Sikhs how to live selflessly by bringing hope, dignity, and aid to others despite the dangers. The dangers were such that even the Guru's health eventually succumbed to the epidemic. It is these virtuous examples of Sikh history that guide us as agents of kindness and compassion, despite the circumstances, and there's no stronger example of that than we saw in India during a period of time where oxygen was actually not available, and the Sikh community was able to mobilize through the transport network that they owned oxygen cylinders and what was known as langar. Langar is a concept, a Sikh concept of serving food, free food to all, regardless of color, creed, caste, gender, status. The term oxygen langar was coined because as similarly as food, oxygen was being provided to anyone who was coming to the Gurdwara and in need of oxygen supplies. And I think that was a great example that gelled and showed how we should be dealing with this pandemic, how we should be taking the example of the eighth Guru and ensuring that we're able to help and support others out there. So really, that was the example I was going to share. The Sikhs have a daily prayer. It's called the Ardas. And in our daily prayer, in our Ardas, we walk through our history and we walk through all the challenges that we've been faced as a community, as a faith group. And that helps us understand how we're able to build the courage to get through, regroup, reconnect, and basically build our inner strength up. And there's no better example of that than seeing today generations of Sikhs out there scattered across the globe, with that same thought and with that same belief that the ancestors had just a few generations ago, and were almost wiped out, be it generation or be it through genocide or be it through illnesses and other epidemics out there. So that's my thoughts, and that's that's how I feel this. My faith has helped me navigate through this period of time, and how I've interpreted recovery and reconnection. Thank you.